Today, right across the street, students will attend their classes ranging in a variety of majors and courses. Now, the content of these courses may differ, but there are a few things that remain the same no matter what you study at Marshall. The importance of hard work, the value of helping others, and the idea that a goal or a dream can be achieved, no matter how big, even the size of a bus. It was about 1 year ago today that students began hearing and talking about this idea, an idea that a student's college experience shouldn't be limited by the walls of a university. Whether it be to our visual arts center downtown or just the grocery store, our students had a need. Our student body president and vice president began working and taking action at this time. Working with community leaders, the TTA, our student affairs, and our new president, Gilbert, this foundation for the system began to take place. Over the course of the year, we began to see what could be and eventually happen today. From the beginning, this initiative has been student-led, whether it be the idea as a whole, the name, the Green Machine, coming from what I believe to be was a conversation in Starbucks by one of our students, Omar Salim, in a Twitter poll, to the design that we'll see here in a few seconds. At this time, I have the opportunity to introduce our lead designer of this, Lindsey Cheek.
It is such an honor to be part of this event, and I am very excited to see the product of all of our hard work finally on the move. I would like to thank Beth Carruthers and Izzy Rogner, who have been very patient in this long and arduous process. You have both been very vocal and helpful throughout the creative process. I'd also like to thank Mary Grassel, a veteran professor at the College of Arts and Media, and my faithful director, whose expertise has been an unlimited source of knowledge. And finally, I would like to thank Marshall University for this unique opportunity. I was in the fortunate situation over this past summer as part of Professor Grassel's graphic design workshop to be given the responsibility of designing the Green Machine's bus wrap. I was also privileged to work alongside Marshall's talented marketing team to gather thoughts and ideas that would lead to the most effective results possible. From our creative planning, we decided that the push for safety, flexibility, and an all-around love for Marshall would be the driving points behind the design of the Green Machine. Visually, I wanted to convey our message in a way that would encourage students to get out and discover the great city of Huntington, and I hope that the Green Machine becomes a recognizable icon as it travels through our streets. I'm certain that most Marshall students are familiar with the struggle of trying to commute to and from class. Personally, it is a struggle for me as a visual arts student to travel between the VAC, the Visual Arts Center, which is in Pullman, and main campus, with all the art supplies that I'm expected to tote, and Professor Grassel can confirm that. But with this new and spirited way to travel, students of all majors will be able to get where they need to be safely and on time. The opportunity of being part of this collective project has given me an invaluable amount of knowledge and experience that I will most certainly take with me in my professional career. So thank you for joining us today on this milestone in Marshall's history. And now I would like to welcome the former student body vice president and lead architect for the bus service, Izzy Rogner.
I'm so excited to be back at campus today because today is a day to mark Marshall University's growing engagement with the City of Huntington. An undertaking like this, the expansion of commuter travel, could have only been realized when a dynamic university like Marshall and a vibrant city like Huntington joined together in a common cause. Marshall students will now benefit by being able to hop on a bus at main campus and hop off in front of the Visual Arts Center in Pullman Square. Our students will have easier access to grocery stores, Marshall soccer games, and student health services. And for those times when students just need a change of scenery, the restaurants and shops of our downtown will be only 5 minutes away. What I think is the most distinguishing features of the Green Machine is that it truly runs both ways. Community access extends across the region from the university to Pullman Square and throughout all the TTA routes as well. Whether we as students realize it or not, through this bus, we have helped with the goal of making Marshall University and the City of Huntington one ecosystem. The people of Huntington will now have accessibility to our major universities' resources and events. The Green Machine can now deliver audiences to the Joan C. Edwards Performing Arts Center, fans from Marshall football and basketball games, and visitors to our beloved campus and Memorial Fountain. Our city and its people can now truly become one herd. The idea of the Green Machine began as I was running cross country with my teammates through downtown Huntington. I'd look up and I'd see these undeveloped apartments above shops, students lugging their huge portfolios to class at the Visual Arts Center. And I thought, there's got to be an easier way for students to get from campus to the Visual Arts Center without being on the cross country team. So as one TTA bus passed by, well, the solution became quite obvious. Now, it would make for a much better story if there were insurmountable obstacles and years of delay. But I'm happy to disappoint you. The overwhelming guidance and support received as we embarked on the journey to keep the promises Duncan and I made with our fellow students were unimaginable. A very wise woman once said that it takes a village, that not one person can enact great change alone. And that is truly why and how we're able to celebrate this completed project today. The folks over the TTA, Paul and Jennifer, welcomed the idea of the bus with open arms and have been equally determined in creating a lasting partnership customized for our students' needs and our safety. While our city's police, economic development team, and mayor provided unlimited resources and support for the research we needed, like crime hotspot maps and traffic data. Our entire SGA staff and SGA advisors worked collectively to perform focus groups, distribute a school survey, and rally up enough student support to achieve an 86% majority for a $16 a semester fee increase for our students. But I must also take this opportunity to thank one steady source of support and advice, Carla Lapel. Last year, Carla was the interim dean of student affairs, and where she could have taken the transitioning year to sit back and relax, she instead chose to lean in. Carla helped and attended all the meetings, all focus groups, strategy sessions, and everything in between. I'll never forget, Carla, one evening, her and I were sitting in her office, and we had our Google map out of Huntington, and we looked at one another and said, well, I guess we better map out where this puppy's gonna go. Thank you, Carla, for helping all of us in SGA realize that a dream can go from an opportunity to probability to reality. Thank you. I lastly want to express my deep appreciation to our Marshall University leaders and our faculty for providing me with the greatest gift during my education I could have ever asked for. This university gave me a blank canvas with all the tools needed to create a masterpiece of what I now like to call my passion project. Within a year, I was able to see a problem in my community, gather data and research from my constituents on what their needs were, frame a plan of action with key stakeholders, and then curate and lead an idea through to completion. Talk about the epitome of experiential learning. The greatest part of my passion project from last year, though, was that it started a chain reaction of my fellow students sharing their concerns, hopes, and ideas for how they wanted to begin their own passion projects. And let me just tell you, there are many more passion projects to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am proud to present my personal passion project, the Green Machine, the Marshall-branded TTA bus to connect Marshall University students to downtown Huntington. The Green Machine! It's important to note that the birth of this idea evolved in the middle of major leadership changes for Marshall. As President Gilbert took on his new role as the leader of our university last January, he still made time to open his door and mind to what a bus system could achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in introducing President Gilbert.
I want to thank everyone for being here today as we present to you TTA's Marshall branded bus, the Green Machine. I stand very proud that this has been a student-led initiative from the very beginning. From Izzy's work in the May of 2015 to her proposal, to the student body's vote to take this on, to approve that proposal, to the Twitter campaign to poll our students that resulted in the naming of the bus, the Green Machine. This beautiful bus, which is now part of the Marshall Loop downtown, serves as yet another bridge between Marshall and downtown Huntington. Now it's easier for our students to get to the Visual Arts Center, like Lindsey, who was here earlier, and to those in the dietetics program in Huntington's Kitchen to get to classes and back. And they're already taking advantage of this, and I've heard that over 2,000 students have rode the bus already since August, and this is just the first month of operation, so I'm very excited about it. I want to say a very special thanks to Izzy for seeing this project through and for taking the time to come back from Mountain View, California, where she has entered the workforce under the CEO and Marshall alumnus Brad Smith. I want to thank you for your dedication to this project, which has been amazing. She was student body vice president at the time, and she took this on as her project, and now as an alumni, she's coming back, and she represents the very best of Marshall, what it truly means to be a daughter of Marshall, and we're incredibly proud of you, Izzy. And in the continuum of leadership, I want to thank our current student body president, Matt Jarvis, for the continuation of the mission to take on what was started by Izzy. And finally, I want to thank the graphic designer, Lindsey Cheek, for this very impressive design on the bus. I think it's going to be quite recognizable as you go downtown. Which bus is the Green Machine? It's going to be easy to spot. We're very fortunate that our students are active participants in change and improvement at the university, and this is a great example of those students taking charge. This is truly a system by and for the sons and daughters of Marshall University. Of course, this system wouldn't have been possible without the support of our city and our mayor, Steve Williams, and Tri-State Transit Authority and its CEO, Paul Davis, both sons of Marshall. Mayor Williams received an undergraduate degree from our great university, and Paul completed an undergraduate and graduate degree here. Since his time at Marshall, Paul has been very active and a driving force in the region through TTA for nearly 30 years. Their utilization of the tracking app Route Shout is obvious that he's keeping up with current technology and really providing our students with a way to know where our bus is and really providing a great transportation alternative for our students. So, ladies and gentlemen, I now want to present to you Paul Davis.
Well, can I say we are excited about this project or what? This new partnership with Marshall University is just unbelievable. My career at TTA, as Dr. Gilbert alluded to, has been nearly 28 years, almost 30. And some time ago, we had reached out to Marshall 20 years ago, and it was a TTA-led initiative. Well, that didn't work so well. And so we kind of backed off and said, well, let's just wait and see what happens over the years. And we were here for Marshall. We did a number of initiatives through MU Rides Free in September to try to get students on there. But this is a whole new thing. As President Gilbert and the mayor Mayor Williams have been working together to emphasize the importance of Marshall University becoming closer to our community. This is yet one more step of Marshall and our community becoming more like partners. And we just, I'm telling you, we just can't be more excited. It will mean more independence for our students here at Marshall. It also will be shopping opportunities and access to jobs, better access to remote campuses like the Visual Arts Center, Don Van Horn. See Don out there. The health center and the pharmacy school and the culinary arts. These students now will have super access to downtown. You know, I always wonder when I was here at Marshall and I had a car, But I often wondered, if I was living on campus and maybe an international student and just new to Huntington, maybe even new to the United States, how in the world am I going to get around and do the shopping and things that I need? Well, I'll tell you, this is going to be an excellent opportunity for them to just jump on and off the bus, look for opportunities for employment and other things. And the nice thing about TTA is we're in a community where we're safe, it's convenient. And so, I got to put that plug in there. We have some very fine people that work here at TTA, and I want to pause just for a minute. And if we kind of look over here to the left, I see most of the TTA staff, including our Assistant General Manager, Jennifer Woodall. These guys, when we put 100 hours worth of bus service on the road and we work together to try to get this wrap done and the routes and things like that, it's no small undertaking. And then when you add on top of it, we added this route shout, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And I want to say to Mayor Williams, having transportation means opportunity to shop locally, shop downtown. This bus will run every 20 minutes. So that means it's a 20-minute loop from 9 to 5 or from 7 to 5, Monday through Friday. So if you're on campus, you can be downtown in 10 minutes. So that means 10 minutes to the Visual Arts Center, 10 minutes to the Culinary Arts, 10 minutes to Pullman Square, which they pay taxes. Well, and I want to mention too that in addition to shopping, many students have like my sons when they attended Marshall here, both graduates, had part-time jobs. This will mean unbelievable opportunities now for students to be able to get part-time employment for the entire tri-state area, because they'll be able to not just ride this bus and swipe it and get on the bus and essentially ride for free. The entire system is available now to Marshall. And we run from 5:30 a.m. till midnight just on the regular bus service. So we're really excited about them having that. And we talked a little bit about, in addition to job opportunities, students will have easy access to the Visual Arts Center and Pullman Square, no more walking, carrying art supplies. I want to kind of highlight the service just a little bit. The Green Machine will run on 20-minute cycles to the Visual Arts Center, and so that's 5 or 10 minutes. That's from 7:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. After 5, it'll be on a 30-minute cycle, so they can go to Kroger and go to shopping, because there's many students, like international students, don't have cars. Kroger's is very close, and the soccer complex. And, I don't know that maybe when I was here at Marshall, maybe there might have been 1 or 2 nights that maybe I spent a little longer on 4th Avenue than I should have. Well, for safety concerns and other things, this bus now on Friday and Saturday night will be running till 3 a.m. So we want you on the bus. Any of your friends happen to be outside at night, stop the driver. I don't care if it's in the middle of the block or where. We need you on the bus. I want to thank Izzy. Boy, was she tenacious. I mean, just telling you. She was on a mission. She knew that this would be a good thing for Marshall. And the folks out in California, I know her parents are going to miss her, but the folks out in California, they really got a star. There's no doubt about it. I want to tell you, I want to give you a little update, Dr. Gilbert. Since August the 15th, I have some latest numbers. 3,200 plus students have boarded TTA buses in the community. That's a little less than 3 weeks, so we're really excited. Okay, well, without further ado, I've kind of probably outlasted what I should have done here on the podium, but I'd like to ask our good friend, Steve Williams, Mayor of Huntington. There is no stronger cheerleader for our city than our friend Steve Williams. Thanks, Steve.
We are. That is a cheer that we've been hearing for several years in this community. But Cedric, one thing that you're going to learn, there is true meaning behind these words. And what we are experiencing today, looking at this, is an indication that we are Marshall. Izzy, what you were able to help bring together is absolutely incredible. And while you won't be present here and your shadow won't be on campus, your shadow has cast over the campus. I was elected mayor in 2012 one of the first meetings that I had after that was with the student body president at Marshall, Ray Harrell Jr. Very first issue that he brought up to me was that we needed to have a bus route between campus and the downtown and then beyond the area. One thing you come to understand is that there are the right people at the right place at the right time. Because Jerry Gilbert is, Dr. Jerry Gilbert is where he is in this position, when the students came to him, student body came to him, student government came to him and indicated a need for something like this and that they had a willingness to advocate on its behalf. Dr. Gilbert, simply because you were willing to say, okay, having the student government willing to take the lead on this, knowing that this is a student-led initiative, once again points out that we are Marshall, that we together in the community. Marshall is the heartbeat of Huntington, West Virginia. As strong as Marshall is, permits Huntington to be the strongest that it can be. And very frankly, what we have in the downtown area now, particularly Don Van Horn and Sandra Reed with the Visual Arts Center, I have said it several times before, the Visual Arts Center is a power plant located right in the center of Huntington. What we have had to do is figure out how to plug into that power plant, and this is another indication of just what it means to our downtown. It has added a level of vitality and a sense of all the things that we're able to accomplish. Victory has, it is said, has 1,000 mothers and fathers. Paul and I were speaking earlier, we've had conversations about this for several years. As I pointed out earlier, I had a conversation with the former President Ray Harrell Jr. about this. E.J. Hassan and I had conversations about this. Then Duncan and I had conversations about this. Izzy and I had conversations about this. If you've ever gone to open up a jar of pickles and you have to take off the wrapper on the outside just to try to unseal it, and then you try to grip it and you're just not able to open it, and able to hand it over to somebody else and let them grip it and try to open it. It takes the right touch, and Izzy Rogner came over and just popped that lid right off with the student body of Marshall University. This is great for Marshall University. This is incredible for the city of Huntington, and I'm awfully proud to be able to say that I am here as a part of the ceremonies opening this up. Congratulations, and once again, we are Marshall.